This is my personal chopped and screwed version of Dopey episode number 54. This is the portion of it. It's about 27 minutes into the episode, and Todd calls in. And Dave and Chris are trying to counsel Todd after having a very rough week.
I'm just basically just in a perpetual mode of recovery. So it's just like I'm just doing nothing.
Well, no, you're in the opposite. You're in the opposite of the perpetual mode of recovery. You're in the perpetual mode of using.
With forced abstinence.
It's forced abstinence, of course.
So what's the plan, dude?
Dude, I don't know. I am right now. My head is still foggy. I don't have any idea what the hell to do. I mean, I guess it's to get a job.
Todd,
but I have no interest in that.
I don't know you, but I would bet from the little bit I do know that you know exactly what to do.
He's unwilling to do it. He's unwilling. Are you still there?
Go back to rehab? I can't do that.
Or just meetings, something.
You got it. First of all,
the solution to addiction isn't like I'm just going to go sit up at my parents' house and it's going to get better magically.
No, the first solution is you don't go back to New York. Step one.
Right.
You know, I mean, you had gotten what? You had gotten like, without heroin, you had gotten at least a week together, right?
Yeah.
But you were still smoking weed here and there. See, this is why I always say complete abstinence is easier, because you're not like letting a few it's like having a force field around your fucking ship and you're letting things pass through, and then you don't know what can pass through when you have like a selective field. I would just say nothing can pass through, and then nothing will.
You would like Star Trek.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm just saying, like, and it's
listen, like modulating the frequency on your phase rifle.
Todd can certainly not modulate his frequency at this point. You know, I love. Listen, all jokes aside, I do know Todd. I love Todd. Todd and I have been friends since we were 19. We've been in and out of the ringer, you know, more times than need to be explained. You know, we've both been to detox together. We've been up back and forth across the country, arrested multiple times. This is a cell phone connection through 2 suburbs.
What are we going to...
Todd's phone has dropped out, and he's going to call back on a landline, and Dave and Chris start talking about trying to help Todd get some kind of a plan, or at least attend a meeting and try to be sober for a while. Probably to no avail, we know. But it's interesting, since Dave and Chris bring up some really good points about being at meetings and being clean and and being sober, and how your reception to it is different sober than it is while you're using.
I wanted to take a trip down memory lane. I thought he'd have a week clean by now.
But should we weasel a plan out of him?
Well, do you want to hear a big fake plan?
Well, why don't you lead with that?
So you want to weasel a plan out of him, or I'm going to tell him that I want to hear a big fake plan?
Yes, say that and then see what he says.
Yo. Hello?
Yeah, there we go.
So how are you feeling right now?
Shitty. I feel shitty.
Okay, and what are you going to do?
Well, I mean, I'm just drinking a lot of water and just pushing through it. I mean, I'm 3 days in now, I guess. 3 days back, I guess.
Well, Chris was on his way to making a very decent point, I thought, which is that you can't get better sitting in your parents' house. And that's not a judgmental point. The point is, you got to take the bull by the horns, or else this is going to keep happening over and over and over again.
Right.
Right? Or
I know what you're saying.
You're in perpetual misery that if you want to call it the disease of addiction, fine, but it's you. You know, you got this shit is built in. You got to fucking do something to to separate yourself from it. You got to change this story, you know?
Yeah. I know.
And I always believe you can. You know, just something happens on like the 5th day where you get like a message from somebody that you can use. You know, just having to go to Manhattan was enough for you to think that you could use. You know, I really think you should go to... I mean, like, I've been going to meetings on Long Island, and they're not good, but they're meetings where people go to try to stay sober, which is something.
Yeah, I mean, there's a meeting in town, but it sucks. Like, I used to go to it back like a couple of years ago. But
Todd, is there any sort of self-help, like self-care thing that you would actually do? Like, it doesn't have to be AA. It could be like exercising, eating healthy, meditation, yoga, writing, seeing a therapist, anything that like is a plus.
Yeah, no, I mean, I exercise, I do yoga whenever I can.
No, but Chris is talking about doing something positive so you can build on a positive thing.
And doing it regularly. I mean, like minimum 3 times a week, something. And then if that doesn't work, then you do something else. But like, I don't know. I don't even like it when people try to cram AA down people's throats. I'm like, oh, here, like if there's one thing that you're interested in and could be considered helpful, do it. Keep doing it. And if you find yourself loaded, then maybe that didn't work and we should try something else, you know? But is there anything you'll actually do?
I think that the real plus of that, though, is to be able to build on a positive thing.
Yeah.
You know, so you feel like you have positive thing in the bank. You're like, well, I did this today. That's good. I don't want to fuck it up. I just push meetings because at least you're with other people that are on the same path.
Yeah, they're the best. I mean, in my personal opinion, they're the best. But I mean, it's like you can't push that on people.
But I know, but I know that if Todd goes to a meeting and says, I have a day back, people are going to talk to him and want more good stuff out of him. And it's like,
see, that's the thing. That's the thing about these meetings here. They don't do that. It's very cliquey. It's like I don't mind the meetings that much in the city, like because like there's so many different people there. But like here, it's very, I don't know. They are very wary. It's like the opposite of the whole philosophy of AA and NA, like where like the newcomer is the most important person. Like that's like the opposite thing here. It's like they're wary of you because you're new.
Todd,
these people see each other every single day.
Todd, I dare you to either take the burning desire or speak at the end and just say, I'm struggling really hard and I need a lot of help. And just say that. I would bet everything that somebody talks to you after the meeting.
Right.
he doesn't want anyone to talk to him after the meeting. You don't want to talk to these people.
You don't know that.